Thought Reflection 0419-26, The Shift. What is it that so many people are feeling lately but struggling to explain? There's a pattern starting to emerge. People from completely different backgrounds are describing a similar kind of change in how they see things. Not in the same words or with the same explanations, but with the same underlying feeling that something has shifted. You've got people saying they don't see the world the same way anymore. They can't go back to how they used to think. Something clicked, or opened, or became clear in a way it never had before. Even when they can't fully explain it, they all seem to agree on one thing. It feels real, and it feels important. What makes it interesting is that this doesn't look like something spreading in the usual way. When ideas spread online, they tend to copy themselves. Same phrases, same talking points, same conclusions. But this isn't that. This feels more like people are having their own experience first, and then trying to find the words for it after. And this is where everyone starts describing it differently. One person calls it God, another calls it consciousness, another calls it patterns, another just says they don't know what it is, only that something changed. Different explanations, but a similar kind of experience underneath it. And here's where it gets even more interesting. There has always been ideas about a time when people would begin to see differently. Not all using the same words, but touching on something similar. A moment of awakening, an age of increased awareness, a time of return, a time when perception shifts and something deeper becomes visible. But what feels different now is how it's showing up, not as something distant or reserved for a few, but in everyday people, describing it in real time. In their own words. No titles, no authority, no shared explanation, just people saying something changed. So the experience comes first, and the meaning comes after. Right now, the meaning is all over the place, which is why it looks chaotic. But if you look past the words and focus on what people are actually describing, there's a repeating structure there. Something about how they perceive things changed. Something about how they see themselves shifted. Something became visible that wasn't there before, and now they can't unsee it. That's the pattern. So maybe this isn't about landing on one definition. Maybe it's more like people are crossing some kind of internal threshold in different ways, and once that happens, they start adjusting. Not because they're told to, but because they can't ignore it anymore. They question things they used to accept. They change habits that no longer feel right. They begin to let go of what no longer fits. From the outside, it might just look like people acting a little differently, but from the inside, it feels profound, like something fundamental has shifted. And yet, it's more than that. There's a quieting that happens, not in the world around you, but within you. The constant noise and chatter begin to fade. In that quiet, things start to make more sense. Not in a forced or analytical way, but in a way that feels natural, almost like a gentle knowing. The world itself feels more vivid, more alive, as if you're seeing it more clearly for the first time. Colors seem richer, moments feel fuller. There's a deeper sense of peace and balance that settles in. You feel more in touch with yourself, not the version shaped by habit or expectation, but something more real beneath it. And along with that comes a subtle awareness that there's more to what you're experiencing than you once realized, even if it's still difficult to fully put into words. So maybe it's not necessary to label it. Maybe it's something we learn to live with, move with, and live through. And maybe, just maybe, it's something even bigger than that.